Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV. This week we are really lucky to be joined by the one, the only, I know he's got some groupies out there because they've been here, Chris Horne from Amscan. Chris, thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome, Greg.
How did you get, I think it's always interesting to find out how people got into the industry and the journey they took and the careers they were leading and how they ended up where they are. What's your story? How did you get to be where you are?
I kind of fell into it, really. I've always been interested in art and creative projects and things like that, you know, from a very young age. But I also had quite an affinity with the sciences as well. And back in the last millennium when I was at school, and the school that I was at, it was very much the thing that I would be pushed towards the sciences. You know, art thing, no, you don't do anything artistic, no, you should be a scientist. And so that's the way I went and ended up with a teaching degree in the sciences. Yeah, so I was a science teacher to begin with. But deeply, I think creative people, it never really, it's in there somewhere, isn't it? Yeah. And at some point, you know, it just had to come out. And after a whole year of teaching, no, this is not for me. And I literally came home with the last month's salary and started a floristry business out of my parents' garage.
Wow.
Which grew. So I had, you know, one shop. We'll move from the garage to a shop, and then ended up with 3 shops. And staff and all the rest of it, which was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah. And then the balloons came along because that was when they were literally first coming over from the States. People, they'd started off in the US. People had been to family members' weddings over there or something and coming back and saying, "Oh, you never guessed what I saw over there. They had balloons at the receptions." And my initial thought was, ooh, you know, how tacky. Yeah. But fortunately I was open-minded enough to say, well, I think I ought to look into this. And it was the best thing I did, I think, because I then started offering balloons as well as the flowers to our bridal customers and corporate stuff. And it just took over from there. And ended up going full circle because the balloons then took over. The flowers were edged out. Balloons don't die like flowers do, so that made quite a difference. You can store them for longer. Yeah. The shops, slowly I sort of got rid of those and moved back to working from home, because at some point it dawned on me that I was in the back office doing all the paperwork and the people that I were paying were in the front doing all the fun stuff. Yeah. This isn't right here. Yeah. So I worked on my techniques, bought the right equipment and everything else, and was able to pull back from the retail frontage and work more from home with fewer people, and develop it from there. It's all, yeah, I've had a go at everything within the industry, I think. So apart from your side of it, I've not done the trade bit yet. Yeah, yet. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? No, too old.
You mentioned there that you had a successful floristry business, but then you went back to work from home. Yeah. And what I've seen on various Facebook groups and things, some people perceive working at home as being, oh, I should charge less. It's not, I'm not offering as good value for some reason. Did you find working at home detrimental in any way to what you were offering?
In the earlier days it was, because we are talking over 30 years ago, and the internet wasn't there, and emails weren't there, mobile phones weren't there. Yeah. It sounds ridiculous, but it's true.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? You just take all these things for granted.
Everything was done with pen and paper, and if you were very lucky, a fax machine. But so that actually did make a difference, because the customers back then they needed to go into a shop to buy something, to see something. And they didn't feel comfortable walking into somebody's house to talk about a wedding or whatever. So that was a little sticky. I mean, we got around that quite simply by not having anybody come to the house. We went everywhere. So if a bride wanted to talk about their weddings, I would meet them at the venue and we'd discuss it there. Okay. once I'd been all the way round and come back to working from home again, then things were different, and the internet had appeared and mobile phone, and then it makes no difference at all where you're based from. There's no stigma attached to it. There's no you can do anything from your back bedroom that you could do from a high street store. It really makes no difference at all. And as far as pricing is concerned, absolutely not. You price the same. You price to the value of the work that you're doing, regardless of what you're selling it out of. You know, whether it be a garage or a unit or a cupboard under the stairs. The price is for the work that you're doing and not where it's coming from. So first of all, if we can look closely at the neck of the balloon, you'll see just there. That's where the valve, the balloon and everything, it's all sealed together. There's a band across it just there. And the valve goes into there and is sealed into the body of the balloon. So we need to cut the neck just above that point. Okay, so if we take the neck off just there, and then it's possible to open up the neck of the orb, like that, which actually gives us quite a nice big opening.
I was going to say that is
quite a large space, so we can put feathers, all sorts of things in there quite easily.
So is that, what's this white bit here? Is that still part of the valve?
This is the end of the valve.
Oh, right, okay.
So now this is quite a good one to demonstrate, because most times you could just literally pull that straight out. But occasionally the valve will have gone slightly to one side during manufacture and got sealed into the thing. So don't worry about that, because you can still get the valve out of the balloon. So you literally just pull it. I have chosen an awkward one, but that's fine. It's good to demonstrate with a slightly awkward one rather than an easy peasy one, because that way when you do see it, or when you try it yourself, if you hit one of these, it won't be a problem. So I've now removed it, but you can see that the valve is stuck to the balloon. So just cut that off. Literally just remove that. And then you can straighten out the neck again. And now we've got a valveless orb with a nice big opening into which we can insert whatever we wish.
So that would be far easier to get things into than
and also because the orb isn't stretchy, it means that it's less of a problem. You've not got that sort of tension. You're trying to put something in and the gas is coming out again and everything. You don't need to worry.
Whenever we've put little 5-inch balloons in a 3-foot balloon.
They're always fighting to get back out again.
You're just putting more air in, and then you've got to,
No, so what I suggest at this point then is you inflate the orb with air. Just to there. Oops. And then...
That's great, it makes it a lot easier.
Drop stuff in. So
what we're going to drop in?
Well, I'm going to put a group of small 5-inch balloons inside, because that's probably the most complicated thing that you're going to want to do.
Can I just see how big that actually is? So I can get my fat finger all the way in there. That's not tight around there or anything. It's
actually quite surprising. It's really useful to have that size of opening. So what I'm going to do then, I'll use the trigger valve, and then that will literally just sit inside there like that. You can inflate it, tie it off. Now, I'm a little bit OCD about these things. I like them to be tidy. So having done that, I'll cut the neck off. Oops. But then, if this was anything else, you'd be worried about the gas coming out or the air coming, but you're not. It just, so we'll do the next one, and you just keep going. So, next one goes in.
So you literally just put that in, hold the neck, pull the neck out, tie a knot.
Tie a knot, cut the bit off that you don't want, because it looks better, it also reduces weight. And you just keep going until you've got enough in there. I would say probably 8.
You make this look very, very easy, I have to say.
Well, it's a lot easier than trying to do it inside a latex balloon. It really is.
You make it look easy enough that I could possibly even do it. I'm not going to offer to do it. But
no, you're not going to commit on camera.
Not on camera, definitely not. But you are making it look very easy.
It's a nice wide opening in the balloon. No worry about the pressure of the gas forcing the balloons back out again. It is easy. I'm going to put that around the base there. wrap it on. Another slightly smaller cluster above. All pretty standard stuff, like that. And then I'm going to take this and pull it through between the two clusters. Sorry.
That's all right. That's okay.
There's a little bit.
The joys of working with 260s.
Exactly. They're always in the way. I'll wrap those two over each other. And then I'll try and arrange them so that they come out above the or next to the appropriately coloured 5-inch.
Ah, yes.
And then pull them up through. Right, so there we go. Now all of that will mean that these now are locked on nice and tight to the pole so that they don't swivel around, because one of the biggest dangers of this is not locking them firmly, and then while you're twisting they just keep untwisting again at the bottom, which is really frustrating.
I can imagine.
Right, there's lots of different ways of doing this. Different people do it in different ways. Some people will get hold of two and pass them around like that. Other people will literally walk round and round and round the pole. I haven't got the energy for that. I tend to just pass the balloons from finger to finger if I do it slowly.
Oh yes, yeah.
So my hands stay in the same place. Yeah, would you mind?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And the balloons move round like that. Okie dokie.
You say it's a simple technique, but it's so effective. That
Can I get the naughty
fantastic.
step out? Thank you very much.
Out.
And I'll just put that on there. There we go. I'll put my knee on it to stop it slewing. Because what I need to do now is to lock these off.
Yep.
So I'll twist two together there. And I'll twist these two together here. And then I'll twist one of each. And one of each. And just keep going for as long as you need to until you feel that it's not going to come undone when you let go.
Okay.
There we go.
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's great. That's such a nice, sophisticated.
I think so.
Look.
And I like the colours with this.
Yeah.
That blue in there is actually really nice, although it's a slightly problematic blue.
Yeah.
So I've let one down and I'm just using that to go round and through lots of times to make sure.
Belt and braces.
Absolutely. Make sure it stays put. Oops. Yeah. My friend Rob Driscoll, who you know, and everybody knows very well, has a way of, I can't do that. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. I cannot do it.
He showed me how to do it. Yeah, I couldn't do it. He just basically rubs them.
Yeah, I don't know how it works.
Friction. He must have super powerful fingers.
Must have.
Hello, Rob.
No, can't do that. Forget it. Scissors for me. This then is going on the top there to hide. So I had previously covered the end of the pole.
Yep.
To I thought something was funny was going. That's the other thing. Sometimes the joints in the nut will unscrew.
Right, of course, yeah.
I'm going to sit that on the top of there. And then just rearrange. I've lost one somewhere. Got 5 down below and only 4 up above. Where's the? There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will sit on the top. Many techniques and things have come and gone. You know, you learn something new and you use it for a while, and then something else new comes along and you use that and you forget the old one or whatever. And I don't know why, but I just suddenly remembered a technique that I used to use years ago that worked really, really well, but I haven't for a while. So I thought, let's resurrect that one and see how it goes, because it involves distortion of the foil balloon. So we're quite used to distorting latex balloons. This involves distortion of the foil, and then we can use it at the base of the design. And to me, it just adds something a little bit quirky, a little bit more interesting than just a foil weight or a cluster of latex or whatever else.
I've no idea what you're going to do, but I don't know that I've ever seen something like this before. Maybe I have.
Maybe you just forgot it as well. I don't know.
Maybe I just never knew it.
Maybe you did. Right. So, it can be done with any shape of foil, but obviously because it's Valentine's Day, we're going to use a heart.
Yeah.
And you need something. Now, this is going to double as the weight.
Yeah.
So just for safety reasons, everything else, I've put a few marbles inside an 11-inch balloon, but it can be anything.
Oh, you found them. I lost mine.
Yeah.
Hey.
The old ones are always the best, aren't they?
Got a dad joke, but
you can have them back when I'm finished with them. So just adding some weight with a few glass marbles. Could be anything you like. Could be sand weight, whatever. But if you're not going to use it as the base of a centrepiece, and it doesn't have to have any weight, so you can just literally use a screwed up piece of paper or anything just to give a little bit of a bulk.
Yeah.
Put that on your balloon and you can put it anywhere you like, because where it is will determine how the balloon distorts.
Oh.
So if you want a nice even distortion, and you can try and get it in the middle, and note the word try because it's quite tricky, but if you want something a little bit more asymmetrical, put it somewhere else, and you'll find that if you do this 2 or 3 times, that every time you do it, it's slightly different.
Yeah.
Which to me is what makes it appealing. So we need an attachment point on this side. So here we can just use the neck of the balloon. If you're just putting a small weight in there, maybe you want to tie a bit of ribbon around it so you've got something. Gather the balloon up round it, like that.
Okay.
And then tie it round with a piece of ribbon.
So you're not going to inflate this balloon?
Not yet, but I am going to inflate it, yes.
Oh, right, okay.
But not until
this is really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've not seen anything like this ever before.
Okay, oh, there you go then. It's always nice to come up with something that's not been seen before. So there we go. That's that. Now we're going to inflate it. We do it with a hand pump because I don't want to risk inflating it too quickly with an electric inflator. And then that gives us this sort of slightly distorted, twisted shape, which can then be decorated and used down at the base of the design.
Yeah.
So I like it because it said every single one will be slightly different.
Yes, wacky.
You can sort of push it around a bit to make it do. No, as long as you don't make a hole in it. Well, perhaps I didn't. No, I think I just moved it. Yeah, no hole. So it distorts in different ways. So you can just control it how you like.
Yeah.
I think I'll leave it there. Basically, what you need is stub wires.
Yeah.
So these are your packs of stub wires.
They are, yeah. They weigh a ton.
I can't lift it up.
I know. They are so heavy. How many did you get? Doesn't even say a number.
2.5
kilos. I don't know how many are in there, but there's plenty.
But I didn't want to open a whole pack for one, so I've brought one of mine, which is slightly different, slightly longer.
Okay.
It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So you want to put a little bend in the end. If you're fortunate enough to have a pair of needle nose pliers, then you can do it with that, but I forgot to bring them, so I'm just using a little bend over so that you haven't got the sharp point, because the balloon, this is going inside the balloon. So you've got to protect the balloon from the sharp point, and I've bent it over and that should do the job, but just to make sure, I'm then going to put a tiny piece of stretchy balloon tape around it as well, just so that there is no danger of that sharp point piercing the balloon, because it's really frustrating if you've got nearly to the end of it and then it pops.
Yeah.
So.
I can imagine.
So those are protected then. Okay. Take your balloon. Again, I'm using the blue reflex, but any of the textures will work. And give it a bit of a stretch. Right, no, and then I'm going to put the wire inside. So stuff that in there. And the wire in this case is longer than the balloon, doesn't matter. If you just put it like that, then you can inflate. About that much. And we want to shake the balloon so that the wire drops down to the knotted end. So
it's still loose in there.
It's still loose in there, and I've dropped it so at the end of it's here.
Yeah.
Right. So imagining that hook in the end, we'll make a tulip twist. Push the knot in, grab the knot, the hook end of the wire is in here now.
Yeah.
So we're actually trapping, there we go, you can just see it there.
Yeah.
We're actually trapping that end of the wire in that last twist. Right, so now, twist, not too much, just enough so that the balloon comes in contact with the wire, and then pull, where's the wire, there it is, pull that so that you squash the bubble, and then twist some more.
Okay.
And then it locks.
Wow, okay, clever.
Twist, pull, twist some more, and it locks. You can do it by pushing as well if you like, but that tends to bend the wire out of shape. So I like to get hold of the end and just pull it. That does the same job. And then you just keep going. You can vary the size of the bubbles if you want a bit of texture in there. You can get more the same if you want them all the same. Entirely up to you. So once again, I make it look really easy.
Because it is.
Technically, it's not that difficult now that it's been explained, but it does take a little bit of getting used to. But there you go.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Goodbye.